What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Playmaker Way with the playbook. Hoping you're having a great day, morning, or evening. And y'all read the title, man. Master support and resistance levels. Everything you need to know. Now, if this is your first time on the channel, welcome. I appreciate you giving this video a chance. Make sure to hit that bell and sub button because we don't just post weekly trade breakdowns and content like this, but we also post weekly stock analysis, weekly crypto analysis, and altcoin analysis plays. And most importantly, we live stream and live trade every day, London session 3 a.m. EST on this very same channel. So we're not your typical investment channel or your typical trading channel. We teach you and show you how to make money both on the front end as well as on the back end, meaning how to make both passive as well as active income when it comes to the charts and when it comes to investing. You know, I got to give a special shout out to the members and students. We went 5-0 last week, giving us a 100% win rate. As far as how we wrapped up March, if you scroll to April 1st, you'll see how we ended March 13-1, give us a 93% win rate, and how we ended quarter one, we went 44-5, giving us a 90% win rate. January, we went 17-3, February 14-1, and then again March 13-1, catching a total of 155,207 pips. So we've been going absolutely crazy. And by the time you're watching this video, as long as it's still April, Q2 sale is going on. Just type discount code Q2 for 25% off literally everything. That's all the playbooks. That's the one-on-one sessions, the course, and technical analysis, fundamentals, playbook. Everything is literally 25% off, y'all. You go to where it says subscribers, you scroll down to photos. There's 1,500 photos, over 3 years worth of receipts. You can see screenshots of positions, screenshots of signals, as well as student results and testimonials. So right here, we got this beautiful GPGPY setup. We broke this down not only live during London session Thursday, but we also, you already know, had to make sure the members and students got in this trade with me as well. We see right here the date 23rd, and you see right here going into the 24th, all TPs got hit. Then you can see right here, this was the 23rd going into the 24th. So we took this position going into Tokyo session. I got wicked out, then we entered London session Thursday night, Thursday morning. Then you can see price rode all the way up, literally all of London, all of New York session, as well as all of Tokyo session. So this was a beautiful 1-to-4 risk reward ratio, almost 1-to-5 risk reward ratio setup, meaning whatever I risked, I made for almost 5 times that amount. So for example, if I would have risked $100, I would have made for almost $500. If I would have risked $1,000 on this trade, I would have made for almost $5,000 on this trade. Then I scaled a second position in, give me another 1-to-2. So I made another 2x on my risk on this position. So this was a very beautiful setup. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we caught this trade and how you can catch a similar setup by simply following the flow of price and using support and resistance. First thing we have to do when you take a trade is you have to identify the trend, and you need to identify the trend on the bigger time frames. Now, I say this all the time. I'm not saying we're trading on the bigger time frames, but we have to identify the trend on the bigger time frames. The reason why it's important to identify the trend on the bigger time frames is because that's how price moves. Price moves on a day-by-day, week-by-week, month-by-month basis. So in order for us to figure out what direction price is going, we need to figure out what direction and trend we're in on the bigger time frames. The smaller time frames do not tell you the trend and direction price is going. The smaller time frames only explain what price is doing at that exact moment. Both are important, but for completely different things. All right. So when we see price here, we had bearish momentum, a nice drop, right? We had a nice drop, and then we clearly see we had a resistance level here. So if y'all do not know this, a resistance level can also be a support level, and vice versa. A strong support level can also be a strong resistance level. It simply just depends on the direction and the trend we are in. So we can clearly see here that we have this resistance level here. We look to the left, we can see there's clearly a support level. So this literally just proves what we just broke down. So we also see price broke this level, and we have this exhaustion to the downside, showing that a reversal and trend change is on the way. So in order for price to continue to go up, we need price to treat this resistance level as a support. So if price can treat this resistance level as a support, then we're going to go for a buy and catch that new higher high, right? So now that we know what trend we're in, Now that we understand what levels we're looking at and what we need to go for, this is then when we mark off our key price levels. So boom, now we have our key price levels marked off. So now that we have our key price levels marked off, which are our main and key support resistance levels, this is when we go into the smaller time frame. So as we hop onto the smaller time frame, again, we can see here how price was treating this level as resistance, and then we see price broke above that level and treated it as support. Now I missed this setup because we had news going on this day, and this is what price was looking like right before market close. So from this point, I'm either going to wait for price to do one of two things. Again, we want to enter buys off support levels, sells off of resistance levels. So we want to wait for price to break this resistance level like it did here and either treat it as a support, or we're going to wait for price to retrace and see if it can turn this resistance level into support, because it has not retested this level yet. So again, you only want to enter buys off support levels, and you only want to enter sells off resistance. Again, enter buys off support, sells off resistance levels, right? Buys off support, sells off resistance levels. So now that we have our key price levels marked off, we know what we're looking for, we know exactly where we're going to execute the trade at. This is when we simply just have to patiently wait to see what price does. So we see price retested this level. So after price retested that level, that's when we pull the trigger right at this time. And that's when we pull the trigger and caught that first buy setup. This is when I got wicked out. So after I got wicked out, price failed to break these highs to the left. I waited till London session to go for another entry. So again, notice how price treated this level as resistance and now is holding this level as support. So at this point, we're just simply waiting for volume to pick up, which we can see here off this retest. Again, still holding as support, right? And then once volume picked up going into New York session, which we can see right here, that's when the TPs started to get hit. And after that, we see here, this resistance level got turned into a support. So again, just like we talked about, a strong resistance can be a strong support can also be a strong resistance. Now, this is why it's important not just to enter and exit off support resistance levels, but to follow the flow of price. Again, look, this was all day. London, New York session, Tokyo session, London session the next day. So by following the flow of price, we was able to not only catch that new higher high like we talked about, but look at this. We see price wicked, turn this resistance into support, and rode this wave up for 2 days straight. And this is the power of this trading strategy, and the power of following the flow of price, and the power of trading off support and resistance levels. If y'all enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below any questions, comments, concerns you may have. Make sure to hit that first link in the description. Join the free Signal, free Telegram, y'all. If you're interested in learning how to identify these levels by Signal service on my mentorship program, make sure to hit those links in the description. Again, y'all see how we did last month, last quarter. See how we did the week before. We've been going absolutely crazy. But before you make a decision, let me tell you a little bit about those details. Hands play Signal. We trade Tokyo session exclusively with the members. We trade London session and then New York. Just like the Sunday chart analysis I drop in the free Signal, I drop one every day during New York session called the New York Price Watch List. This is where I go over the trades we took during Tokyo session, London session, and possible setups going into New York. I don't just say we're looking for buys or looking for sells. I explain why we're looking for buys, why we're looking for sells, and then I take it a step further and go over key price points to look for entries and exits on. As you can see here, I call this Signal. You see I'm walking y'all through what's going on with the trades we're in. I'm giving y'all updates to what I talked about in the New York Price Watch List. And then of course you see me showing y'all screenshots to visually show y'all what's going on behind the scenes, or what I see on my end behind the scenes. All right, we also have exclusive live streams that we go live during New York news events at least twice a week. And just like the London session lives, if you missed the live, they're recorded and posted in here so you can watch them when you get a chance. You have access to over 500 videos of daily chart analysis and weekly live streams. And in fact, you have access to even the ones last year in 2022. Then there's also the pinned messages like the account size key, the student and member group chat, and much more. Now I also have the course, of course. The course doesn't just teach you my trading strategy, it also teaches you how to read the charts, because that's what I teach y'all. You saw I had no indicators, no trend lines. It's simply just market flow and trading and entering and exiting off key price levels. Now all the stuff that I just went over, you get access to all that stuff in the course channel. So that way, not only do you have the step-by-step playbook of how to look and read any chart at all times, but you have ongoing chart analysis, ongoing education for life. Now I also have one-on-one sessions. One-on-one sessions also comes with access to the advanced play signal room and the student member group chat. That way you can earn while you learn, but then you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded an hour long. But you also get 2 sessions a week that are recorded and are an hour long, and they're sent to you same day. Those are yours to keep for life. So if you're interested in that, hit those links in the description. If y'all want to contact me directly, y'all can DM me on Instagram at playmaker_way. Also make sure to follow me on there, and TikTok _playmakerway_. I post daily on both pages. And I'll see y'all next time I'm live or next time I post a video. Peace. We out.